Shout out to everybody. I want to talk to y'all real quick. Marquise, have you lost your mind? Wait a minute. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? I do want to say this, bro. I seen an interview where 50 Cent is basically explaining why he doesn't love his son. And, it's just the situations that he had to deal with dealing with his son. His son is kind of crazy. But, we seen the video of Marquise basically saying $6,700 a month is not enough for support, to afford him the lifestyle that he's accustomed to. And because of who his father is, all these different things, he feels like he should be getting more money, bro. Listen to this, bro. So 50 Cent, one of the ways that 50 Cent generates money is through books, right? But listen to what 50 Cent said is some of the things that he's done for Marquise that I think is not getting a lot of talk, right? So 50 Cent basically said, he's just like, yo, one day I'm like riding down the street and I see a store. And in the store, it's got like a going out of business sign, right? So he ends up going into the store because of the sign, because his son loves sneakers. He loves you know what I mean? Like shoes. But his son feels like, yo, he's got to have every shoe and he gets resentment and all that. But, 50 Cent's kind of recounting like, yo, when I wanted Jordans, I wanted this, I had to get money. But check this out. So 50 Cent sees a store that's going out of business. He goes inside of the store and he talks to the store owner. And he's just like, yo, why are you going out of business? And the store owner's like, well, it's the wrong location. I picked the wrong location. I'm not getting enough foot traffic. Because 50's like, yo, like you got all of these dope shoes here. And these are the shoes that people want. So, he's just kind of wondering like what's going on. The guy tells him like, yo, the foot traffic's not right. I didn't pick the right location. So 50's like, what are you going to do with all of these shoes? And the guy's like, yo, like, I'm just going to take them back to my house, try to figure out how to offload them, get another, maybe get another location or maybe just sell them online or figure out something. So 50 is like, well, what's the profit margin on these? Like, how much are you getting these at cost versus how much you're making off of them? And the guy's like, yo, like I buy the shoes for $40 and then I sell them for $80. This is back in the day. So he's like, I bought them for $40 and I sell them for $80. So 50's like, yo, well, instead of you having to deal with packing up all of this and taking it back to your house or whatever, why don't I just buy all of this at cost from you? And so the guy agrees. He's just like, yo, like, whatever. Like, yeah, we'll do the deal. So he buys everything at cost. And so he buys the whole store. Like, this is what people are not talking about. So he buys the whole store. Calls his son Marquise and he's excited about it. It's like, yo, Marquise, I know you love shoes. This is what I did. Like now you can start a business at, from selling shoes. So you can support your shoe, your the likes of, shoes. You can support that with selling shoes. And this is what you like. This is what you're good at. You know all the hot sneakers or whatever. So now you got everything. His son's happy about it. So 50 has all the shoes sent to the, where his son is, but in a storage facility. So mind you, this is supposed to be Marquise figuring out a way to a business move to where he can offload these shoes and create a business. 50 Cent's son's mom gets involved, right? And he never wanted her to get involved, but she ends up getting involved. And she has a lot of input on things, So long story short, the business doesn't end up working out. And why would she do that? I don't know. I can only speculate. I can't say she did anything for sure. But, 50 Cent's paying $6,700 a month for this kid. And he's trying to figure out a way for him to get money for a business for his own. Son may not feel like he has to depend on people for too much longer. And because this is the son is generating a lot of money, she still wants to keep him under her wing. This is what he's explaining. So don't be suing me like that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of what he's explaining. But, because some women are like that. They they always want their kid under their wing. So they never really fully develop and mature and want to just leave out. So he did all of this for his son. Mind you, y'all remember when 50 Cent was coming up, right? Doing all the MTV era and all that. He always had his son with him. Even when he bought the Mike Tyson house, always was bringing him around, always going on tour, bringing his son. So he was trying to develop and cultivate a good relationship with his son, but it seems like the mother may have gotten involved and messed up how the son views the father. Because 50 Cent ends up going into like a jewelry store, right? He walks into the jewelry store and he sees his son in there, right? And his son is like got two small chains and he's trying to negotiate with the jeweler to get like a bigger chain. And he's using the $6,700 a month to try to figure out a way to negotiate, getting a bigger chain for the smaller two chains that he has. So his son sees him in the jewelry store, and instead of saying, "Oh, Dad, how you doing?" You know what I mean? Like, or being excited to see him, he says, "Yo, you got me followed?" They end up getting into like a quick argument or whatever. Not really by 50's, side, but, the son just like feeling some type of way, and he leaves. So 50 sends one of his people after his son to try to get him to like come back. And the guy like tries to get him to like go back and talk to his father, but Marquise doesn't want to have nothing to do with it, so he leaves. Think about all of that. You just paid $1.36 million. You know what I'm saying? Like for this child, you put in the bank account for him, and he's acting like this. Super entitled, don't want nothing to do with you, don't want, you know what I'm saying? And then he's going and he's taking pictures with people's kids that may have had something to do with you getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? Like, things like that. And 50's explaining, he's just like, yo, like, my grandfather always told me if it looked like a snake, rattle like a snake, it's probably a snake. So what do? You sit and you wait for the snake to bite you, or you just cut the snake off? You understand what I'm saying? So, like, he's doing an interview with some guy, and he's talking about it. He's just like, yo, like, guy asked him, he's like, yo, do you love your son? And he was like, I used to. That's crazy. And then he also says, yo, I never thought success would cost me my firstborn child. That's insane to think about. You know what I mean? But what do I think about all this, right? Marcus, you was getting sick. This is not a 13 or 14-year-old, like, immature child. This is a 23, 24-year-old grown man. You know what I mean? Like, that just did that Instagram live talking like that. I think that's insane. You know what I mean? That's insane. And, I seen somebody ask Charleston White, right? I think it was Charleston White, yo, would you take a certain amount of money, like, $100,000 or something like that? Or I can't remember what the amount was. Or would you take a sit-down talk with Jay-Z? You know what I mean? And we all know what Charleston said. But check this out. You got 50 Cent as your father. This is a mogul. Like super entrepreneur, like wild businesses. And when you get to a certain status of life, you know a lot of people. You know a lot of things. You can make a lot of things happen. And you just, you know what I mean? The amount of knowledge that he has. The son didn't even think to maybe sit down with his father and develop a relationship. Instead, he was more concerned about $6,700. You know what I mean? Not spending time with his father, getting to know his father. You know what I mean? Getting lessons and wisdom for his father. All he cares about is increasing the $6,700 a month for child support. I think that is insane. I think that's wild. And it shows you the definition of entitlement with some types of people. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Obviously, we all live a different lifestyle than that. You know what I mean? Like, where $6,700 a month extra on whatever you making, like, is wild. But he's feeling like a certain way. I don't agree with his son. I think his son is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's just his son and how he thinks. You know what I mean? So that's why 50 cut him off. But, it's crazy when you look at the media and you look how people talk about it. It's always like, oh, 50 Cent is being petty with his kid. He's being petty with his son. He's showing more love to his other son. He's saying he don't have a son. That's why. Like, what can you do? Like, sometimes, like, the devil sends people, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he sends people in different forms, that don't mean, good. You know what I mean? And it just so happens to be this is his child, that's doing stuff like that to him. But y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. I wish they could end up working it out, talking about it, you know what I'm saying? And just him growing up, Marquise growing up, and learning how to be a man instead of depending on people. With the name like what his father has, if he wanted to be an actor, if he wanted to get into music, it would be easy for him to do it, but creating enemies with people like that, with your father just because of probably something that your mom's telling you. Man, if I found out my father, bruh, if I find out my father just put $1 million in, $1.3 million into a bank account for me, I'm not about to be thinking my father doesn't provide for me. It doesn't matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like, he took care of me all my life. What can I want? What can I do? Like, it's up to me to make it in this life. You know what I'm saying? It's not up to him. Like, if anything, you want to try to make your father proud or try to, put him in a situation to where, if he gets older, he knows that you made it, you did something with your life. You know what I mean? So you'll be able to contribute some part. I think it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Shout out to 50. You know what I mean? It's a crazy situation. It's wild. I cut people off. You know what I mean? It would be difficult to cut your son off, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not in his situation. But I don't even deal with my family at all. Like extended family and all, I don't deal with them. Like, they just strangers to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you a certain way with me and I'm a certain way with you, just how it is. But it's wild to see something you create turn into like your enemy. So I can't fault him for how he feels. We ain't going through that situation, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I'm not. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. There's a couple more things I want to talk about. You know what I mean? But I done did this video. A video about something about 10 different times. It's like I do the video, then I get called as something else, and then I want to put it out, and I get called as something else. So that's what I don't like about blog. This is what I miss about, bro. And with battle rap, what I miss is not knowing. That's what I miss. You know what I mean? It's different when you like, you know what I'm saying? How I used to be. You talking about battle rap, how I used to be, bro. Just like, I think I know something, I blog on it. Now, like, when you know something, it's like, man, I can't put that out because I know this ain't. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about everything but a mock. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.